After serving 2 tours as a Marine sniper, all I wanted was peace and quiet. So when I got out, I bought a modest house on 3 wooded acres outside town. No HOA, no rules, just trees, wildlife, and the sound of my own thoughts. The neighborhood next to mine wasn't so peaceful. A fancy HOA community full of folks who thought their bylaws were federal law. Their self-appointed kingpin was Rick, the HOA president who liked to puff out his chest and bark orders at people who didn't even live under his jurisdiction. Rick decided my property ruined the look of his precious subdivision. He left notes in my mailbox about my unkempt lot, my old truck parked by the shed, and even my American flag flying too high. I ignored him. This wasn't his territory. But Rick didn't like to be ignored. One morning, I was clearing brush behind my shed when I heard tires crunching up my gravel drive. I stepped out and found 2 guys in dark polo shirts, fake badges clipped to their belts, and radios buzzing like they were real cops. They introduced themselves as HOA security enforcement. I told them they were trespassing. They told me I was in violation of neighborhood codes. When I laughed and turned to walk away, one grabbed my arm. Big mistake. I spun around, ready to break his wrist, but then I saw they'd pulled out actual zip-tie cuffs. Before I could react, they wrestled my arms back and zip-tied me like I was some perp. They told me they were placing me under private HOA arrest for willful property code violations and threats to community harmony. They dragged me to their golf cart, yes, their patrol vehicle, and called the county sheriff to come pick up the criminal. The real deputies showed up, took one look at my ID, and their faces dropped. One of them was a former Army guy. He recognized my name from the local veterans group. He cut the cuffs off, sat me in the back of his cruiser voluntarily, and arrested Rick and his wannabe HOA cops for unlawful detention and impersonating law enforcement. But it didn't end there. Rick was lawyered up and smug. He claimed he was authorized to detain community threats. The case went to court, and Rick actually tried to argue his citizen's arrest was valid because he thought my yard lowered property values. I thought it was all a joke until the day of the hearing. I showed up in my dress blues just for the symbolism. If they were going to treat me like a criminal, they could look me in the eye while they did it. When the bailiff announced the next witness, in walked General Carter, a retired 4-star who'd once commanded my sniper platoon in Afghanistan. He'd heard about my case through the veterans' grapevine and showed up in person to testify to my service, my character, and exactly who these HOA vigilantes thought they could bully. When that 4-star took the stand and told the court, "This man risked his life for his country. He doesn't answer to a homeowners club with golf carts and fake badges." You could feel the entire courtroom shrink away from Rick and his goons. The judge dismissed Rick's defense on the spot. The fake HOA cops got hit with fines and community service. And Rick lost his HOA presidency after the story hit the local news. Before the hearing ended, General Carter walked over, shook my hand in front of everyone and said, "I'm sorry you had to come home to this. You deserved better." Funny thing is, after that, the whole neighborhood learned to stay on their side of the fence. And my flag flies even higher now.